Hi, everybody. You guys, I was on my personal page. Not that I'm mine. I am very proud of Wife Talk Wellness and Fitness, so I don't mind sharing that part of my life with my friends. But you guys are who I want to see this video. And I asked one of my friends if I was on this page, and they were like, yeah. And it turns out no, because I started seeing people, I'm like, they're not part of Wife Talk. They're not part of Wife Talk. They're not part of Wife Talk. But you know what? God wanted them to see it. That's my position. You know, one of the affirmative things that we say is that we can do all things through Christ, and you are in the right place at the right time doing the right thing, because a lot of times people spend their energy with regret, you know, their energy with like now my friend is like, I knew you were on the wrong page. She should have saved me a while ago. But anyway, we spend our energy with regret, wondering what if I shoulda, coulda, woulda, especially when you get in my decade of life. You start thinking, what if I did something or should have did something? You guys, we are in the right place at the right time. We're doing the right thing, okay? So if I was supposed to go on my main page and talk butts, and they'd be like, Dr. Payne, you talking butts? You guys, if you only knew how literally square I live, you would know that probably shocked my friends, me talking about butt on my page. Anyway, Dr. Mode here. We're talking about butt injections and modifications and the things that people do to be beautiful, because I believe that the women don't think they're beautiful. And Robin and I are going to talk about beauty, and hopefully all the sweet, gorgeous women who were watching Trishelle and Anitra, they didn't even tell me. Okay, I digress. We're back. Thank you, Stacey. You know what? I believe you would have corrected me. I believe you would have said, Dr. Payne, wrong page. Okay, I think you would have told me. Anyway, it's okay. The Lord, we are in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. So you guys, I put in the comment section below a whole bunch of images. Do you see those? What do you think about these stories? What do you think about the men, the women, the deaths? What do you think about that? What do you think of Nicki Minaj? What do you think of Kim Kardashian? What do you think about all those beautiful people? What do you think about all those people on right now? Like, did you guys see the documentary? Killer Curves, you guys. Killer Curves. Hi, Trishelle. I was just sharing with Stacey my shame of the shame being on my main page. I digress. But all those beautiful women, you guys, that we've seen, we're back. We've seen so many beautiful people, celebrities, and they look amazing, like on print. But yet we don't hear those backstories. And so this documentary, Killer Curves, that we're going to do a watch party on Friday here, right? So you're going to join us. This documentary, you guys, K. Michelle, yes, they really told the background that you don't get to hear. They know that's what it is. It's all about self-love. That's our job here, guys, right? That's what we're here about. We're not just going to talk about apples and berries. We're going to talk about loving yourself. Being healthy starts on the inside. And Wife Talk Mental Health is definitely kicking off and helping with that. But overall, with our wellness, being well starts with you and how you feel about yourself on the inside. So most of the women had a common thread. They didn't believe in themselves. They didn't feel good. They didn't, I'm still waiting on Robin, you guys. She's looking for me. I'll tell her to refresh. But they didn't feel good about themselves. They didn't feel like they were beautiful. And it's hard for us to believe that they didn't feel beautiful, because they're so beautiful to us, right? And yet after these procedures, they suffer. And Trishelle saw it. And K. Michelle's been very polite, and like she's posted her story. But you guys, you need to see how, unfortunately, at one point, even they begged for death. The pain that she was going through, that hoping that she wouldn't survive because it would relieve her of that pain. So you guys, we can't replace the hurt that someone feels, right? But we can prevent the hurt, right? And to prevent the hurt, I mean, things are going to happen, but things don't have to cut so deep. Like we talked about before, Stacey and I and everybody who shared their story about maybe growing up as a girl and not feeling that your parts were right, not feeling that you had the right top, not feeling, especially of women of color and of this cultural age, people feel like if you don't have a butt, you are not womanly. And it used to be breasts, right? And everybody went out and got their top done. But people don't feel, if they don't have that bottom, they're doing all sorts of things. So if you can't afford a $60,000, a $40,000 procedure from a legitimate cosmetic surgeon, and someone at your job knows somebody who, and look how good she looks. And people contemplate and they actually do these procedures. And it's easy to judge. It's easy to judge when you think it's far away from you. But it's not so easy when it's someone that you love, when it's yourself, when you're so subconscious. Like we talked about the other night, girls, and remember we said we don't want the lights on when it's time to be with our husbands. We're like, no, we've had kids. We don't like the top. We don't like the bottom. There's some reason that we don't want the lights on. And in that case, what do you do? What do you do when you think you're not beautiful? When you think what you see in the mirror isn't good enough? When you go to the clothing store and you turn around and you don't like what you're wearing? So I want to talk about that today. Robin's going to join us. It's just not letting her. She doesn't seem to see it. If anybody can tag her, I would appreciate that. But it's not just me. I want to know what you think. So Stacey, Trishelle, Syria, anybody want to come on? I want to invite you to join me on this call. Let me know, what do you think women should do? If you're not feeling beautiful, you've done the squat challenge, right? You've done the squat challenge so much you keep looking to the back, you don't see any difference. And you guys, please, this is a side note, the fitness group or the Wife Talk Fitness actually has things that's better for you. For butt building, squat is nice for your legs, but for butt building, it's not the best exercise. It's really misleading. I don't know why. And these Instagrammers, right? Yes, and when you start doing stuff that's not healthy, you're exactly right, Trishelle. And so many people are doing the things that are not healthy. So what do you think? When it comes to building the butt, first of all, squats are good for the legs, but building the butt, it should be like explosive movements. But I digress, because sometimes people want that instant, especially wives. If you're struggling and if you feel unattractive and you think that my husband may like this, I always notice he likes the girls, or he loves when Jennifer Lopez come on, and ooh, he loves Beyonce. And you're thinking, and especially for women in my age, you get over 40, you're like, hey, I used to have a little, and now it's a, I told Stacey the other day, after my kids, I felt like my body was the balloon left in the party from 4 to 5 days later. It's just kind of, that's how I used to feel. But everything can change. It's never not too late. And I remember exercising and going hard on my fitness for I promise you, for a year, and I didn't see a change. But what had to change was that having that thought that any minute now I'm gonna quit. What also had to change was what I was eating. What also had to change was that I used to run. Running didn't work for me anymore. That used to be my thing. But it stopped. It didn't do what I needed to do. My body needed different. So knowing when you need different, knowing when to change course is the main thing I have to say. But what happens is that a lot of us, she doesn't see us. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know how to get her on. Let me see if I can put her name here and see if she can see. It won't let me. Nope, it won't let me. I don't know, anybody, you guys know how to message Robin, let her know that we are here, because she's not able to see us, and she does have limited time, and she has a lot of good views, because it's all about self-love. And the stair climber, you guys remember that? That's when I started working out at home, because back in college, I'm still very uncoordinated, you guys. I was the person who would miss the step and completely fall and wipe out, and everybody be like, oh my God, did you see that lady? Are you guys remember the stepper, the Reebok stepper? I'm the person who would be into the workout and miss the step, and then you would hear the big collapse in the back, and the teacher has to come over and try to keep class and make sure I'm okay. That was me. That's when I learned that I was better working out at home, because I never shocked myself from falling and things like that. Oh, thank you so much, Trishelle. Trishelle's gonna send her the link. But anyway, that's what happened. People will do anything for exercise when they want a certain goal. And if you're feeling like, I need that butt, then you might be tempted. Oh, what? Only a couple of $100? Your sister's a dancer, you say? And she's been fine? I've seen her sister. She does look good. And people are tempted to get these procedures. So if you look in the comments, you guys, you'll see a lot of these photos. But what we didn't get to see, thank goodness, hi, Robin. What we didn't get to see was that procedure. What happens when things go wrong, and they often do. Miami's a hotbed for illegal procedures. One of the pictures I posted with the lady in the blue pants, she's in Miami. And it's a lot of doctors who are here but are not like licensed, or not licensed in the United States. And I know people who have gotten procedures, and like, I didn't meet the doctor, they put me under. Hi, Robin.
Hey, I don't know what happened. I just couldn't get on.
I know. Facebook is weird. We were just talking about the illegal procedures and how some people are tempted to do them, and why.
And what was the why?
And the why is because they have a lack of self-esteem and they feel desperate. And especially when it comes to the wife. Some wives are tempted because they feel like maybe their husband likes a certain body type, just like we were saying before. And that quest for that body type, thinking, hey, maybe that'll do it. Maybe I'll be like the girl that I was when he met me. And sometimes, yes, he may like a certain body type, but rarely is that the answer for you to change yourself, and especially in that way. So we were just going over those things. And why do you think, and if you would please just share with us, why do you think that a woman who maybe wasn't born voluptuous would think that that's what she needs to be more desirable?
Yeah, Trishelle just put in here the why is they wanted quick results, but not just that. You know what this is replacing? This is replacing the girl who would have a baby to keep a guy. So instead of now having to have a baby, now she's going to get those breast implants to try to look better than, to try to appease what he wants in a woman. She's going to get that done in order to try to keep him. It's just crazy what we women are doing now out of, like you said, basically out of insecurity to keep a man. I just want to read some of the comments. Tam says, everyone is shaped differently. Remember, whatever goal you set it according to your shape, because other than that, you're setting unrealistic goals. Don't look at these edited Photoshop pictures. And I can't see the rest of her comment. Trishelle says the why is wanting quick results. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you guys are both right. You're absolutely right. And but the thing is, even though we know that, there's women who still, and I think, and it goes with what we posted yesterday, some of us are part of the problem, because I don't like rap, so I'm biased. I wouldn't have brought Nicki Minaj pre-surgery, post-surgery. It just wouldn't appeal to me. But is it that actress that is better? Does she make more money? In the documentary, there's bartenders and other women who said, I did this because now I get more tips, I get more jobs. Did this celebrity, did she feel that she would only appeal to the hip hop culture if she was a woman with some curves?
Absolutely. And think about it. It started with the injection in the eyes, getting the facelifts. It started with that. And then somebody said, hey, well, if you can do that to my eyes, what about my breasts? What about the tummy tuck? And you have all these people who are getting tummy tucks, but they're not changing their diet. So they end up back in the same place, but with a bigger scar. So, unless you deal with the inside, unless you deal with the struggles that you're dealing with on the inside, all of that artificial stuff that you're putting in, it's not going to make you happy. And that's what these artists are seeing, which is why they keep going further and further. Just like Michael Jackson, you keep going further and further thinking it's going to make you happy, and it doesn't, to the point where you're unrecognizable. And a lot of these artists are unrecognizable now, and it's so sad. But yet they're still killing themselves because they haven't found that happiness that they were seeking. You
Hmm.
know, so and the same thing is happening with us in the, the normal world. We're spending all our money on,
Hmm.
all this artificial stuff to try to make
Yeah.
us appease it, to make us look better to other people, because
Yeah.
that's going to make us feel better. And my husband said one time before, he said these women, they go out and they do all this stuff to look better for the world, then they come in the house and they look crazy for us. What's that all about?
She said, Doc, what do you think? I got these injections over the weekend. And I'm like, okay, because it was okay from the front. And she said, but look, and she turned to the side. My brother says I look like a duck. And then she turned to the side. And Lord, you guys, I would never say anything harmful. So
But that's the problem, Doc. We're not being honest. We're not being, you're breaking up, and I don't know if it's me or you.
guys, so what do we
Audio is, yeah, you can hear me, guys? Because yeah, Dr. Payne, you're going in and out. You're going
all
really
right, you
slow
go ahead, brother.
sometimes.
You talk.
She can't hear me. Doc, can anybody hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. Erica said at one point she could only hear me. Hello, can anybody hear? Can anybody hear? Stacy, you can still hear me? Okay, it's Dr. Payne that we're having the issues with. I apologize, guys. Dr. Payne, can you hear me at all? Can you hear me? You're like you're moving really slow. So I don't know if we need to just shut down and come back or what, but we can't hear you. Satan is now and he is not happy about it. But Taria, I saw your post where you said that, you're trying to work on, basically you were working on, I'm learning to love myself the way I am and commit to the process to where I would like to be. Amen. I'm with you on that. I mean, I'm not happy with these little tiny boobs. I ain't happy with these little tiny boobs, but that's what God gave me, so I got to learn how to work with it. Now, I'll wear a padded bra without a problem, but not get the surgery because I want to be who I am and I want to learn to love who I am. So, hey, Regina, I want to learn to love who I am the way I was created. I mean, like I said, with all the issues that I've had, up, it's time for me to just learn to love me. And that's what I'm going. So, downing anybody who's had their body. I mean, that's your prerogative. You could be who you want to be. Anyway, it's your prerogative. Yes, embracing what you have and dressing according to my body type. Absolutely. So I'm hoping you guys are still. Um, I'm getting little love marks. Was a good thing. Was a good sign to say that somebody's still hearing me. I'm okay with enhancing if it's not replacing